We were hit by a sort of catastrophic fire in 2008 that damaged the landscape pretty severely. It set back a lot of succession of the Wameel forest, which you can see over there, by basically burning it to the ground. What we found is that actual cultivated areas didn't burn well because we were policing up the area for fuel wood, and there's a reservoir of moisture that's maintained under an agroforestry system like this. Even in the dry season, the soil tends to be moist a few inches below the ground. So in this area we have things like there's Inga tree, Inga edgeless, and an avocado, and there's a Syzygium malacensis or Mali apple there. We have lots of coconut, and this is what the early succession looks like. So we've got this tree is about 5 years old. We have pineapple here. When we first moved into this area, we did corn, and actually if you look over there you can see an area that we're pioneering into now, and we've got corn. And amongst all the corn, which you can't see, we have 150 coconuts in this area going down, and we're making a coconut-dominant polyculture, primarily coconuts, but there'll be other species. We'll put in other palm species like the Bactris gassipace or peach palm, Pegibaya, but basically it'll be dominated by that. But in the early successional period, we have a lot of solar exposure. We put in pioneer species, but one of the main things we put in is corn, because corn is a grass and it needs lots of sunlight. And so this area from here going all the way down to close to the river is filled in with local corn. In this period, what we're doing is we're taking advantage of all the sunlight so that we can harvest as much as we can early on, knowing that eventually this area will be shaded out like this is. Well, we start to see things, volunteer species that come into this. We for example, we have a few trees that are still standing in this area. We left a teak tree that was planted and then sort of forgotten as the Wameel took over. We have a samwood tree over there, and birds will come out of the high bush and roost in there and drop seeds in the form of, when they defecate, they'll drop the seeds. So this is an area where we're moving from the early succession into a level of maturity whereby the energy is dropping off that we have to invest into this area. We have still have pineapple being produced here. We have avocado trees down here. We have one over there and another one over there that are producing. We have a plant called Hamelia patens right over there, which is a important bush medicine for controlling fungus. But this is what a level of maturity looks like, whereby the energy return on energy invested is beginning to be quite favorable. A lot of what we're doing here has been practiced for a very long time in this region. There are not that many farmers doing agroforestry anymore. Many farmers have been sold on sort of one species solution. Hence you have farmers that produce a lot of cattle and a lot of citrus, but don't produce a lot of food. But during the Maya period, we know for a fact that the ancient Maya had a very wide diversity of tree crops, including things like Brassicum malacastrum, which would have been a staple food for a majority of Maya people in the classic period. Things like Persea americana or avocado, the mame, there are lots of food, the cacao, vanilla, would have all been cultivated in this, along with home gardens close to the home where they have maize and beans and pumpkins and chili and a bunch of other plants. And annatto, which is used as food coloring, but it's also used for soup making. And so all what we're doing here is not unique historically. It's just that there's not a lot of people doing it anymore.